Welcome to the Trend News channel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the military to launch new and powerful strikes on the Gaza Strip, effectively ending the fragile ceasefire that had been in place since October 10. Local media reported that the directive came just as Israeli warplanes and drones began targeting Gaza City and the southern city of Rafah. The move follows Israel's accusation that Hamas violated the truce by allegedly concealing the remains of an Israeli hostage, Ofir Tzarfati, who was reported missing since December 2023. Tel Aviv claimed that Hamas had misled mediators by burying the bodies of captives and later presenting them as newly discovered. In an emergency meeting with security officials, Netanyahu reportedly discussed expanding the so-called yellow line, the buffer zone marking Israel's occupation inside Gaza, and informed the U.S. administration of this plan. Israeli Channel 13 cited a senior official saying Washington had been briefed and expressed tacit approval of the operation's continuation. Shortly after the meeting, Israeli fighter jets struck multiple locations across Gaza. Air raids were reported near the Al-Shifa hospital compound, the Shattering refugee camp, and the Sabra neighborhood, where a three-story residential building belonging to the Al-Benna family was hit. Gaza's civil defense confirmed that 2 Palestinians, including a woman, were killed and 4 others, among them a baby and a child, were wounded. Hamas condemned the attacks, stating that Israel's actions clearly violate the ceasefire agreement brokered under the supervision of former U.S. President Donald Trump and mediated by Egypt. The group also announced that the planned handover of Israeli prisoners as remains would be postponed until further notice due to Israel's renewed airstrikes. On its official Telegram channel, Hamas reaffirmed its commitment to the truce and denied involvement in a separate armed attack on Israeli forces near Rafah earlier in the day. "We confirm that the movement has no connection to the incident in Rafah and remains committed to the ceasefire and prisoner exchange agreement," the statement read. Meanwhile, reports on Israeli television suggested divisions within the government regarding the next steps. Some security officials reportedly urged Netanyahu to fully resume operations in Gaza, while others emphasized the need for coordination with the United States before any large-scale escalation. According to Gaza's government media office, the bodies recently handed over by Israel showed signs of torture and close-range gunfire, raising concerns of extrajudicial executions of Palestinian prisoners. The ceasefire and prisoner exchange agreement, implemented earlier this month, required Israel to pull its forces back to the yellow line and halt all military operations inside Gaza. In return, Hamas agreed to release Israeli captives and the remains of the deceased. However, Israeli officials claim that 28 Israeli hostages' bodies remain unaccounted for, while Hamas has so far returned 17 bodies under the agreement. The ongoing crisis is further compounded by the massive destruction Israel's 2-year-long campaign has left behind. The United Nations estimates that over 55 million tons of debris now blanket the Gaza Strip, severely hindering recovery efforts and the search for both Israeli and Palestinian victims believed to be buried under the rubble. The blockade on Gaza continues to prevent the entry of heavy machinery, construction materials, and humanitarian aid, leaving thousands of families trapped in a landscape of devastation and loss. As international mediators urge restraint, the renewed hostilities threaten to undo months of fragile diplomacy and deepen the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza, where tens of thousands remain missing or displaced amid the ruins of war. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and turn on notifications to be informed about new videos. See you in the next video.